Top of the morning to you laddies, my name is Dallas aka Infernus, and welcome back to another episode of Thetekkitrealm. Now this video is a little bit rushed because I guess I just wasn't expecting to get hit by this absolute stun grenade here. I was just caught completely off guard, but of course we have yet another example of YouTube systematically making something about their website worse, as they seem to have had a track record of doing for like the last 5 years straight. But before we get too emotionally invested into this video, maybe if you haven't seen this channel before, you should go ahead and subscribe to it because you'll get 10 years of good luck. So YouTube is now going to start, apparently, from their own words, experimenting with deleting the dislike button. And we're gonna get straight into what they're talking about here, and then we're gonna try to understand just what's going through their minds. Now YouTube, let's be real. I love you, but you just always frick up. Like, what are you doing? In response to creator feedback around well-being and targeted dislike campaigns, we're testing a few new designs that don't show the public dislike count. If you're part of the small experiment, you might spot one of the designs in the coming weeks. Example below! They're like all excited, like, oh, we know you're gonna love this! No more dislikes! AKA no more opinions. If you don't like something, well, too bad. You can't show it. And also, if you happen to be scrolling through YouTube in the future, you'll never know if what you're watching is hated by everyone because, well, you'll never see it anymore. This way, you'll just waste your time watching a bad video. It's way better that way. You were 2 days off, okay? 2 days. Maybe they're tweeting from Australia where it's already April Fool's or something. The first thing they said, in response to creator feedback, first of all, stop, hold on, alright, time out. I'm throwing the flag in on that one. What exact creators are you getting feedback from? Because, look, no one on here, on this entire website, at least no rational person, I guarantee you, everyone who's watching this video doesn't want this. If you were to ask anyone in any established channel's community, they would not want this. Everyone on this tweet doesn't want this. This tweet got ratioed beyond anything I've ever seen before on Twitter. If you're part of this small experiment, you might spot one of these designs in the coming weeks. Now that's also another thing that throws me off guard. YouTube seems to have a tendency of unknowingly taking people's accounts without their permission and doing things with them just completely to test things out without really asking them if it's okay first. We've seen it before when YouTube all of a sudden randomly announced that they were just going to start removing thumbnails on old videos belonging to random channels just to see how well they would perform without their thumbnails. Without asking the creators, of course. If we look at this picture, we can see this is a demonstration of what it's going to look like. Disliking a video is the equilibrium. You can't just take away one half of the side of the equation and think it's gonna just function correctly. It just doesn't work. Like, you need to have both ends. You can't just only have positive, opinions on things. That just doesn't work. If we look at the personal replies YouTube has made to the people who have replied to this tweet, thanks for sending this our way. We're not removing the button, but we're experimenting with designs that don't include the visibility of dislike counts. Hope this helps clarify. To give a better context, we've heard from creators that targeted campaigns of dislikes. First of all, we're gonna do another timeout there. I really don't have any idea what they're talking about. What the frick is a targeted campaign of dislikes? I mean, unless we're gonna go back to literally like 2016 in the Leafy era. I really don't think that you're living in the right century here. And secondly, once again, we have this ambiguous use of creators. What creators? This is always the same thing. Is it the same people that you said didn't want the verification badge? Is it the same people who thought YouTube Heroes was a good idea? I mean, what do you mean creators? Because clearly, these creators, they ain't thinking straight. And you don't seem to understand that every single person doesn't want this, and yet you're still somehow just not accepting that as an answer. Like, this is what I just don't understand. What is going through YouTube's mind, bro? Have you ever heard of the saying, don't fix it if it ain't broke? It's quite simple, man. We all know the real reason. It's because on their own channel, they can't stand to have opinions on their likes and dislikes because they disable them, which also doesn't make much sense too, because if they already have an option for people to disable the likes if they care about it so much, why can't they just leave it at that? Why do they have to disable everyone else's? Why can't they just stop messing up every time? I don't know what to expect of it other than that. Hopefully, somehow, it doesn't actually happen. So yeah, that's all I have to say for right now. I'll see everyone in the next one. Have a good day. Goodbye.